Hi, I hope I'm audible. Okay, let's start. So as you know, yesterday we started our demo and this is our second class, right? This is also a demo class. Let's continue with the yesterday's class. So yesterday we understood what is database, what is SQL, right? SQL is a language which is used to communicate with the database basically. We understood how to create the database. The syntax is create database name. After creating every database, whenever we wanted to work on the database, we need to activate the database, right? So now also we are going to work on SQL demo database, but currently the DURGASOFT database is in activation. So to work on this database, first let me activate the database like this. Every time whenever we wanted to work, we need to activate first. Okay, so I'm executing this line that is use database name, that is SQL demo, right? You can see it got activated now here at the bottom, right? So we created the database, we activated the database. As I said, inside database only, we will create tables, right? And this is a create table syntax. That is, we need to first give the table name here, create table name, and within the brackets or parentheses, we need to mention whatever columns we want. But for every column name, we need to define the data type as well. So what is the data type actually? Let's see now. Yesterday we saw this Excel file, right? So here I took employees table like this, correct? Suppose observe here, this is an Excel file. This is the employees table. I'm having 4 columns. Vertical thing is called as column, right? So employee ID, employee name, salary, date of joining. I have 4 columns, and in that I'm having 2 rows of data, right? Suppose in salary column, instead of 70,000, if I just type any other thing, okay, if mistakenly I type any other data or any incorrect data, it is not throwing me any error, correct? It is just accepting whatever I am typing, whatever I'm entering, correct? So this is one of the biggest disadvantage of Excel file. So knowingly or unknowingly, if we enter any wrong data, Excel won't stop us to do that, right? It is not displaying any error stating you are entering whatever data you entered that is wrong, correct? It is not giving any errors like that. Whatever we enter, it will just accept. This is one of the biggest drawback of SQL, which we will call it as data consistency. Okay, so this is one of the drawback of Excel file. And this drawback, as I said you yesterday, if you remember, in Excel file also we can store the data, but we have some limitations in Excel file, right? So that is where databases came into existence, and all the limitations whatever we are having in Excel file, we overcome that limitations in SQL. So this is one of the limitation or problem I can say. So to get rid of this limitation, we are using data types concept in SQL. Okay, data types. So that is what we are trying to understand. So data type is something which is used to decide what kind of value we can enter in any column. In any column. Okay, this is a definition of data type. Data type is used to decide what kind of value we can enter in any column. So in any column, what kind of value I can enter. Suppose in salary column, we know definitely salary, in the sense it will be numbers, right? If I am entering any numbers, it should accept, and if I am entering any textual data or any other data than the numbers, then it should throw me error. If it is date of joining, our data should be in the date format. If I'm entering any textual data or normal numbers, it should throw me error, right? Likewise. So data types will help us to do this thing. That is what I wrote in the definition. Data types is used to decide what kind of value we can enter in any column. Now, how many types of data types are there in the sense? Mostly numeric data type, character data type, character or string data type. Both are same. Date time data type. Mostly these three data types only we will use. Along with this, we have one more data type, that is Boolean data type. Okay. So let me show you one picture. See, SQL data types, mainly numeric data type, character or string data type, date and time data type. Again, this data types divides into two types. Like numeric data type, we have int and float. Int, in the sense, if you want to store numbers, we will use int. Okay. So that is, if you wanted to store only numbers, we will use integer data type. Suppose if we wanted to store any decimal values, then we will use float. Okay, but this float will accept normal numbers also. Suppose if I define float as a data type, and if I enter 2 also, it will accept. If I enter 2.5 also, it will accept. So basically it will accept numbers as well as decimal numbers, normal numbers and decimal numbers, whereas int will accept only numbers. Okay, so we have two types of data types in numeric again. Okay, next we have character or string data type. Basically, again, it is divided into two types, that is char and varchar. I hope you can see my screen, right? Yes, okay. So it is again divided into char and varchar. So what is this char? What is varchar? What is the difference between them? In which scenarios we will use this particular data types? I will explain you in a while. Okay. Next we have date and time data type. Again, we have two data types here. One is date data type and the second one is date time data type. If we wanted to store only dates, we will use this date data type. Along with the date, if we wanted to use if you wanted to store time also, then we will use this date time data type. Okay, so let's see. Let me write them quickly here. As I said, numeric data type, in the sense we have int and float. Character data type, in the sense char and varchar. Okay, but whenever we are defining character data type, we will define size also. Okay, we will define size also. What is this size? How we are going to use this size, I'll explain you in a while. Okay, by taking one example, clearly let's understand what is this char and varchar and how we are defining size, what is happening at the backend, everything we will discuss. Next we have date time data type. As I said, in that again date data type, and we have to use a specific format, that is first year, then month, then date. Definitely this complete four, completely like 2025, like y like that, year, then month, then date. This format only we need to use. If I'm using any other format, it won't accept. Okay, and next along with that we have one more, that is date time data type, and the format is year, month, date, then hour, minute, second. Okay, like this. Along with the date, if we wanted to store time also, then only we will use date time data type. And one more data type is Boolean data type. Usually whenever we wanted to store true or false values, then we will use this Boolean data type. Okay, so this is about the basic understanding about data types. Now, as we understood what are the data types we have, let's try to create the table once again. So I'm just copying this at the bottom and let's create our first table. So Table name is employees. Employee ID I'm saying, for that we need to define a data type now. Employee ID, whatever data we gave in the Excel file, that data only let's consider. Suppose 1, 2 like that we have employee ID. That means it is numerical data. So I can define int as a data type, right? Because int will accept numbers. Employee name, so this is character data type. For now I'm using char. Okay, what is this char and varchar, I'll explain you, but for now I'm using char as a data type. But I said one more point, that whenever we are defining character data type, we will define size also. What is that? In the sense, suppose if we are using char or varchar, after writing that within the brackets we need to define the size. For example, I'm defining size as 10 here. What is this 10? In the sense, what is this size? In the sense, for this particular employee name column, I am allocating the size, or I'm allocating the memory as 10 bytes. Okay, that means here actually 1 byte of memory will occupy one character. 1 byte will occupy one character. So as I am defining 10 as a size, I can enter up to 10 characters, or I can say I can enter up to 10 letter word. Okay, that is, if suppose I can enter Raju, I can enter any letter word below 10. Okay, if I am entering any 11 letter word or 12 letter word, it will throw me error. Okay, so whatever data we are going to use, that much size we can actually define here. Okay, and next, salary column. For salary, I'm using float because sometimes we can expect decimal values also there. Right, that is the reason I'm giving float as a data type for salary. Next, date of joining. For that, I'm giving date data type. Okay, I hope it is clear up to here. Let me create the table and let's check. You can see the table got created. Now we need to refresh here. We have a refresh icon. So you can see I can now able to expand this tables. I'm just clicking on this expand button, and you can see I got my employees table name here. If I'm clicking on the table name, in the information section, I can see the information like table name, column name, and the data type, whatever we defined, right? So like that. This is how we will create the table. I hope I'm clear. Now next, let's see insert command. Basically, we created table structure here, right? In Excel file, you can see table name we gave, column names we gave. But to insert the data, we need to use one more command, that is insert command. Use it to insert data. Okay. So let's see what is the syntax for inserting the data. In the sense, insert into table name values, and we need to give the values inside parentheses. So let's do it. Insert into table name is employees, right? Values keyword we need to use, and then within the brackets I need to enter the values in the same sequence, in that is, in whatever sequence I define the column names, in the same sequence I need to give the data. That is first employee ID, so I'm giving 1. Next, employee name, maybe I'm giving any name like this, comma, salary, I'm giving some salary. Next, date of joining, so same format we need to use again, year, then month, then date. And if you see, if you observe here, for character data and for dates, I used single quotes, right? For character data and dates, we will use definitely single quotes or double quotes. If you are using double quotes also, okay. But we need to definitely use quotes. For numbers only, normally we will write, but for character data and dates, we need to use quotes, either single quotes or double quotes like this. And you can see each column data, to separate each column data, we are using a comma here. And this is the end of the bracket. That means this is one row. If we wanted to enter another row, we will just keep a comma, and within the brackets, again, we can give the second row data. Okay. So let me enter one more row here. I'm just giving a random data. Okay. Comma, one more row, 3. Okay, so I'm just, after what I did, I'm trying to insert three rows. This is my first row, second row, comma, third row. Okay, then let me execute this complete insert statement. I just selected everything. I'm clicking on execute button. It got inserted. So I created the table. I inserted the data. To display the data, we will use select command. Select is a command which is used to display the data. Okay, and the syntax will be select star from table name. This usually we will call this as asterisk. Technical word we will call it as asterisk, or we can call it as star also. Basically use it to display complete data. Whenever I wanted to display complete data from any table, we will use asterisk like this. So let me write select star from table name, that is employees is our table name, right? So select star from table name. If we are executing this particular thing, we can able to see the complete output of the table whatever we created just now, right? So if instead of complete data, if I wanted to see any particular data, we can use that particular column names instead of star here. So for example, if I wanted to see employee name comma salary from employees table, so I only wanted to see these two column names. Instead of star, I can use these two column names and we can execute. Then we will get that particular data only, employee name and salary, like that. Okay. So three commands we understood here. First is create command. Basically, it is used to create the tables. And the second one is insert command, used to insert the data inside the table. And the third one is select command, used to display the data. I hope it is clear. Any doubts, anyone? If it is clear, let's talk about char and varchar. Important interview question, especially for freshers. Difference between char and varchar. Okay. So as I said, so char versus varchar, right? So suppose, let me take the same example. Employee name column I'm using the previous example. Previously, I defined char as a data type, and as I said, every time for character data, we will define size also. So to define the size, I'm just using 10 here. I gave 10 as a size for employee name column. What will happen whenever I define like this in the sense? Let me use one box here. So just to make you understand, I'm taking this box and I'll try to make 10 divisions here as I give size as 10. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so as we define size as 10, I took 10 divisions. And suppose if I'm entering a name as John, okay, then J in the first letter, first box, O in the second box, H in the third box, and N in the fourth box. Like this, each character will take one byte of memory. This is basically what is happening here. Whatever 10 10 size we defined, that is nothing but we are allocating 10 bytes of memory for that particular employee name column. And as I said, each byte will occupy one character. That is the reason, to just make you understand, I took 10 divisions here. That is, we defined 10 bytes of memory. So each character took one byte of memory. So I'm entering John as a word. So it covered 4 bytes of memory. Correct? 4 bytes is used. Remaining, still I'm having 6 bytes of memory is left over for me. Right? What will happen whenever I'm using this char as a data type? Whatever leftover bytes of memory is there, in each byte, it will take a blank space like this. Okay, it will just use the leftover bytes with a blank space. That is, if I am entering only 4-letter word also, I am using complete 10 bytes of memory, right? I'm entering, actually I need to use only 4 bytes of memory, but still in char by default what SQL will do, whatever remaining bytes of memory will be there, it will be allocated with the blank space. Due to that reason, if I need only 4 bytes of memory also, still employee name column is using the complete 10 bytes of memory. So I can say here memory wastage is taking place, right? Memory wastage is happening. My memory is getting wasted, correct? So the main difference is that if we are using char, our memory will be wasted. Suppose instead of char, if I use varchar, okay, I'm writing here varchar. For varchar also, again, first of all, let me write the uh, column name, that is for employee name column itself. Suppose if I'm using varchar as a data type and I'm defining 10 as a size, instead of taking one more box, in the same box I'm trying to show you. So again, as I took 10 as a size, 10 divisions I took. Now suppose I enter name as Ram, R in first box, A in second box, M in third box. So 3 bytes of memory is used. Remaining we are having with 7 bytes of memory here, correct? So this 7 bytes of memory, what will happen if we are using varchar? This won't be allocated with a blank spaces. All the 7 bytes of memory will be given back to the database. Okay. So how much I required, that much only will be used whenever we are using varchar. So in this scenario, not only 10, if I define size as 100 also, not a problem for me. If suppose I used 10 characters here, remaining 90 characters, 90 bytes of memory, it's not characters, 90 bytes of memory will be given back to the database. So I can say memory won't be wasted for us. So varchar is better to use every time. In real time we will use varchar only because memory won't be wasted. Whatever it is required, that much only it will be used for that particular column name. Remaining bytes of the memory will be allocated back to the database. Whereas in char, what will happen, how much size we defined also, all the bytes of memory will be used for the same column name by just giving the blank spaces like this. Right? I hope it is clear. Anyone, any doubts? Please feel free to ask. Okay. So this is the first difference actually. Perfect. So the second difference, it's not a difference. We have one more point here. In char, basically we can store up to 255 characters only. Okay. Up to 255 characters we can store by using char. Okay. Uh, Whereas in varchar, we can store up to 64,325 characters. So if this is a kind of point, I can say, suppose more than 255 characters, if I wanted to store, we will use varchar only. Basically, mostly due to this memory wastage issue, we will use varchar only in the real time. But in which scenarios we can use char, in the sense, whenever in whatever columns we know what kind of data, how much data is required, what data is I'm going to enter, if I know exactly, I can use char. For example, gender column. If I am having gender column, I know either I will use male or female. That means I know how many characters I'm going to use. So accordingly, I can define the size, right? So if it is wasted 1 or 2 bytes of memory, that is okay. But here I know, suppose if it is any description column, if it is any names column, sometimes some names will be small, someone's names will be long, right? So in any other columns, instead of using char, because we don't know what data, how much data is needed, how much data we are going to enter, if you don't know how much data we are going to enter, instead of char, it is better to use varchar. And whatever size if we define also, it will just take how much it required. Remaining bytes of the memory will be allocated back to the database, right? That is what happens whenever we use char and varchar. Okay, I hope it is clear again. So this is about the data types concept. What we understood, we saw how to create the database, we saw how to activate the database, right? We created our first table, we understood about the data types. In data types, how many data types are there, right? In data type, this is the format which we are going to follow. What is the character data type, that is char and varchar. Just now we understood the, you know, difference between them. We just know we understood that in varchar our memory won't be wasted, so every time in real time basically we will use varchar only. Okay, like that. So we understood how to create the table, insert the data and display the data, right? This is our first concept, first topic, I can say, very basic of SQL. If it is clear, I'll start the next concept, that is SQL sublanguage. Just a second. Okay, file name only I give. Let it be. I'll just rename the file name later. Anyways, let's continue. Mm, So the next concept is sublanguages. Okay, again, important concept. So as I said, yesterday I shown you the course content, right? That in that the second concept is sublanguage. Basically, we have 5 types of sublanguages in SQL. Okay, that is D, DDL. DDL is nothing but data definition language. Okay. Next, DML. DML is nothing but data manipulation language. Next, DCL, that is nothing but data control language. Next, TCL, that is nothing but transaction control language. And the last one, we will call it as DQL or DRL. Both are same. In some resources, you can find it as DQL. In some resources, you can find it as DRL. Both are same. So DQL is nothing but data query language, or DRL is nothing but data retrieval language. Okay. So in each of this sublanguage, again, we have some commands inside it. Okay. What are all the commands we have in DDL in the sense? First, create command, alter, drop, truncate, rename. We have 5 commands inside DDL, that is create, alter, drop, truncate and rename. Okay. Next we have DML commands, and DML, that is data manipulation language. In that language we have 3 commands, that is insert, update and delete. Okay. 3 commands we have under DML. Next we have DCL. DCL in the sense data control language. We have grant and revoke, 2 commands we have under DCL. Okay. Next we have TCL, that is transaction control language. So here we have 3 commands, that is commit, rollback and save point. Okay. And next we have DQL or DRL. Only one command we have, that is select command. So this is about the they are 5 sublanguages whatever we have, and all the commands under this each sublanguage. Now let's try to understand all the commands detailedly, and let's see the syntaxes of them. Okay, but before that let me show you one more picture here. You can see this is what it is. We have 5 sublanguages, right? DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL, and in each sublanguage we have this commands: create, drop, alter, truncate and rename under DDL, that is data definition language; insert, update and delete under DML; grant and revoke under DCL; commit, rollback and save point in TCL; and select in DQL. Okay. Now let's see one by one. First, DDL, that is data definition language. We have 5 commands inside it. So first command is create. Just now we understood about create command already, but let me tell you the exact definition of create command. That is, create is used to, it is used to create any database object. Basically, what is database object in the sense? It can be tables, it can be views, it can be stored procedures like this. Okay. So for now we are concentrating on the tables. In the previous, just now today in today's class only we already understood how what is the syntax of creating the table, right? Going forward, once we are done with the tables, we will learn views and stored procedures also. There we will see the syntaxes of how we are going to create views and stored procedures as well. Okay, for now we will concentrate on tables only, but basically this is the definition. To create any database object, we will use create command. Okay, and I'm not repeating this once again, because in today's class only we already understood the syntax is create table name, and within the brackets we need to give the column names, and for every column names we need to mention the data types accordingly, right? So this is the create command. As I already explained, I'm not repeating once again. I'll just go with the next command, that is drop command. So this is the command. Why we will use this drop command? In the sense, it is used to remove any table permanently from the database. Okay, suppose we created any table. Later we realized that we don't want that table, and I wanted to remove that table permanently from the database. Then to remove that, we will use drop command. Okay, and before actually going forward, let me, I think every time I'm just showing you the correct syntax, and we are seeing that, correct error, correct execution. I mean, executed messages. Let's see about one error actually. Okay, if you remember previously, actually I forgot to say here, only I'll show that usually. So what I said, whenever we are using char or varchar, we will define the size, right? And what this size will do, as I used 10 as the size for employee name, that means I allowed to enter up to 10 characters only. Suppose instead of 10 characters, if I'm entering more than 10 characters, it will throw me error. I mean, it will throw us error, I said, right? So let's check that error. Here, I'm trying to insert again the data. So insert into table name. Okay. So values, and we already having 3 rows, right? Let me enter 4th row. In name, I'll try to give more than 10 character word. Okay. Suppose randomly I will give some. Okay, something like this, comma, next salary, next date of joining, right? I gave like this. So basically I gave more than 10 letter word as a name. So as I said, we already defined 10 as a size for character data. We define character data type for employee name. I define 10 as a size. If I'm trying to enter more than 10, it will throw me error. What is the error? Let's check. I'm inserting this data once again. So it thrown me error stating error message. You can see like this. Whenever you can see red color cross mark, that means we got the error. And what is the error message? In the sense, it is showing me data too long for column employee name at row 1, right? Data too long, it is saying. That is for employee name column. It is telling me very clearly that in employee name column, whatever data you entered, that data is too long, right? That is what the mistake we did here, right? Because we already defined 10 as the size, and we gave too long data, more than 10 character data we gave. That is the reason it is giving us the error message. So every time whenever we did any mistake, it will give the error message very clearly. Okay, by seeing the error message, we will understand what mistake we did and we can rectify it. Sometimes if we miss any small things, it will show us syntax errors. Apart from syntax errors, if we did any other mistakes, it will show us error message very clearly. Okay, So this is actually I'll usually say that part whenever I'm explaining. I mean this thing whenever I'm explaining about Karen Varkar. I forgot, that is the reason I explained it here. Okay, let's get back to our drop command. So what is drop command here? Suppose if I wanted to remove any table permanently from the database, then I'll use drop command. Okay, so to show you this example, let me create one more table. Maybe we created only employees table, right, with the same data, but I'll change the column table name to employees one, because if I am creating once again like this, it will throw me error stating table already exists, right? Every time we need to give the unique table name. So for that reason I'm giving employees one and I'm using the same syntax. Okay, the table got created. Now let's insert sorry. Okay, let's insert the data. I'm using the same syntax again. Employees one I'm using. I'm inserting the same data. So it got inserted. Now let me display the data. Okay, that is select star from employees one. So what I'm doing here, just to show you how we will use drop command, I'm creating one table. But instead of creating other table, the same employees table I'm creating once again with a different name, that is employees one. Okay. So now let me display the data by using select command, that is select star from employees one. And this is our data. If we refresh, you can see we got two tables now, employees and employees one. Right. Now what actually I wanted to use drop command on employees one table. So what is the syntax of using drop command? In the sense, drop table name, very simple, right? So let's see, drop table, our table name is employees one. So I wanted to remove this employees one table, so I'm using drop command. We need to just execute this line. You can see it got executed, and you can see employees one table is removed. Only I'm having employees table. Suppose now if I'm executing this select star from employees one, it will throw me error stating table doesn't exist, because just now I removed that table permanently from the database. Right, this is how we will use drop command whenever we wanted to remove any table completely or permanently from the database. We will use drop command. Only with single line we can remove the complete table. If we are having thousands of rows also inside it, just by using the single line we will remove the complete table at a time. Okay, so this is about drop. So what is the next command? That is alter command, right? So we have create command, next we saw drop command, and the next one is alter command. Let's understand about alter command, very important command. Basically we have 5 use cases here in alter. Okay, like in 5 ways we can use alter command. Let's see one by one. First use case is that alter command is used to add any new column in the existing table. Okay, suppose guys, am I going fast? Can you able to understand me? Do you want me to explain slowly, or is this okay? Anyone? Bit slow, sure, sure. I'll tell you slowly. But I hope whatever I said till now, it is clear. If you have any doubts, if you want me to repeat any particular concept, I can repeat. Perfect. Okay. From now, I'll just say little bit slowly. So in DDL, we have 5 commands, that is create, alter, drop, truncate, and rename, right? Create command we understood, drop command also we understood. Whenever we wanted to remove any table permanently from the database, we will use drop command, right? Next command we have alter command. Basically in alter command we have 5 use cases. That means in 5 ways we can use alter command. Okay, we are going to see the first way, that is what is the first use of alter command. In the sense, it is used to add any new column in the existing table. Suppose I already created the table. In that table I realized that I wanted to add any new column. Basically how we will get the columns? While creating the table only we will add the columns, right? Just now we saw while creating the tables what we will do, for employees table, I created 4 columns. I defined 4 columns while creating employees table. So usually we will define the column names while we are creating the tables only. But after creating the table, if I wanted to add any new column in that particular table, then we need to use alter command. For example, we already have employees table. Let's once see that data by using select command, that is select star from employees, right? I'm selecting, executing. This is our data. I'm having 4 columns here, that is employee ID, employee name, salary, date of joining. Suppose I wanted to add a new column here, that is the column name is bonus. Let's take it as bonus. Okay, now what I need to do for the already existing table, if I wanted to create a new, if I wanted to add a new column, I need to use alter command. And what is the syntax in the sense? Alter table, table name, we need to use a keyword called as add. Alter table, table name, add column, column name. And every time whenever we are defining column name, we need to define the data type as well. We know that, right? So this is the syntax of using alter command to add a new column. Alter table, table name, we are saying to SQL that we are going to alter the table, what table we wanted to alter, that table name, and what kind of alter in the sense change, right? So what kind of change we are expecting? We wanted to add a column with the column name and the data type. Suppose let's see example, alter table employees. In employees table, I wanted to add column, column name is bonus, right? For bonus, I need to define again data type, maybe float, right? Because maybe I can expect decimal values also here, so I'm using float as a data type, like that. I'm executing this. I selected, I'm executing. You can see it got executed successfully. Now, previously I'm having only 4 columns here, employee ID, employee name. Towards the left side, observe employee ID, employee name, salary, date of joining. Now I'm just refreshing this, and you can see now I got the bonus column also, right? Let's actually check the data. Select star from employees. You can see the new column name is added, that is bonus. But we still didn't enter the data. That is the reason it is showing us null. But we got the column actually, bonus column, right? That is what the first use case of alter. Whenever we wanted to add any new column in the already existing table, we will use alter command. I hope it is clear. Next, second use case. As I said, we have 5 use cases, and the second use case is alter command is used to remove any existing column from the table. Okay, that is, I already created a table, then I wanted to remove any column from that table. I understood that column is useless for me and I don't want that, I wanted to remove any column. Then definitely I want the complete table, but in that complete table only one column I don't want. In that scenarios, definitely we should have one method by using which we can remove that particular column, right? So again we will use alter only, and the syntax will be alter table, table name. Now I need to use a keyword called as drop. What I did previously in the first use case, we wanted to add a new column. That is the reason we used add keyword. We are saying add column, column name inside alter table, table name. Now we wanted to remove the column, right? So inside alter table, table name, now I'm saying drop column, column name. Okay. Previously, how we used drop command, just we directly said we are going to drop the table and the table name, then the complete table will be removed. Here drop table, table name. But here what we are saying, we are going to drop column, column name, but we need to write it inside alter. Okay, let's see the example. Alter table, table name is employees, drop column, column name is bonus. Okay, the whatever same column just now we created, that is bonus column, I'm trying to remove now. Okay, so I'm just selecting, executing, it got executed. Now if I refresh and check, bonus is removed, right? Even we can check by using select command, that is select star from table name, table name is employees. In this now we won't get bonus column, right? All the four columns, previous columns only we got. Like that. If we wanted to remove any particular column, we will use alter command only. But inside alter, we will use drop again. Okay, drop keyword. These are the first two use cases. To add any new column also we will use alter only. To remove any already existing column also we will use alter command only. Okay. Next, third use case. Alter is used to change the data type of any column in the already existing table. I can say, correct, in the existing table. Suppose while creating the table, we will define some data types, right? Suppose in the employees table, for employee name, we defined char as a data type. But just now we understood the difference between char and varchar, and we understood that in char, the memory will be wasted. So I wanted to change now my char data type to varchar. Like that. Any time whenever we wanted to change the data types of the columns, again we will use alter command only, and the syntax will be alter table table name. Now I need to use the keyword called as modify. Modify in the sense again changing, right? So the keyword is modify column new data type. Okay. Previously for that column we will have one data type, right? But we are directly giving the new data type here. For example, alter table name is employees. I'm using modify keyword. Okay. Column name actually. Okay, so the column name is employee name column, and for employee name column I wanted to give var char as a data type. So instead of char, I don't want char now, I'm trying to change it to var char. So I directly will give the new data type here. Okay, alter table name, modify column name, new data type. Let's see, it got changed, it got executed. Let me refresh. Now you can see we got var char here, right? That is how we will use again alter command. Three use cases we saw. First use case is to add a new column. So inside alter command, we will use add keyword. And the second use case is to remove already existing column. So again inside alter, we will use drop command. And the third use case is to change the data type. Suppose while creating, we will give some data types, and later if we wanted to change that data types, again we will use alter command. Inside alter, now we will use modify keyword. We are saying we wanted to modify column with the and what is the column name, and directly we need to mention the new data type here, whatever we wanted to change. Okay, but whatever I said till now, the all the syntax is same for in every database. Yesterday also I said we have many databases in the market, right? Like Oracle SQL, SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, like that. So many databases we have. All the syntaxes will be same. If you learn one database, you can use the syntax for all the databases. But very rarely some changes we will have. So up to here, whatever I said, all the syntaxes are same for every database except this one, the third use case. So if the third use case is that to change the data type of any column, right? In MySQL only we will use this syntax. In MySQL only we will use this syntax. In any other database, suppose like SQL Server, we don't use modify keyword. Modify keyword is not available here. Instead of modify keyword, what is the syntax we will use for other databases here? In the sense, instead of modify, again we will use alter only. That is alter table name, alter column name, new data type. This is the syntax for any other database. Okay, only in MySQL we will use modify keyword, but in any other we can use alter only once again. Okay, so as I said, all the syntaxes are same in all the databases. That is the reason I'm mentioning this point. Okay, I hope it is clear. Next we have fourth use case. Let's see that also. So the fourth use case is used to alter command is used to change the mm, column name. Okay, So while creating the table, we will give the column names. Suppose if I wanted to change the column name, again we will use alter command. So the syntax will be alter table name. Now we need to use keyword called as rename. Okay. Old column name to new column name. Okay. So let's see alter table name is employees. In that maybe I wanted to rename instead of DOJ, I am just trying to change it to date of joining. Okay, clearly I'm writing, I'm giving the column name full form. Okay, date of joining like this. I wanted to change the column name from DOJ to date of joining. So I used rename keyword inside alter. Alter table name, rename old column name to new column name. So let's execute. Syntax error. What happened? Rename column. Sorry. Rename column keyword I forgot. Let me try once again. Okay, it got executed like this. Any mistakes we did in the syntax, it will throw us syntax error. Error in your SQL syntax. Okay. So I forgot column keyword here because we need to mention what we are going to rename. We wanted to rename column here. So we will mention that keyword and then we will say what column name we are going to change. Okay. Let's check. I'm refreshing here. Instead of DOJ, we got date of joining clearly here. Right? Like that. This is the fourth use case. And the last use case we have, let me explain that also. So alter command is used to add primary key in the already existing table. This is our fifth use case. Already existing table. So as I said, we have 5 use cases in alter command. First use case is to add a new column. Second use case is to remove any existing column. Third use case is to change the data type of any column, right? And the fourth use case is to change the column name from any table. And the fifth use case is to add a primary key in the already existing table. Suppose I created a table, but while creating the table, I didn't define the primary key. Later, I understood the importance of primary key and I wanted to add primary key to the existing table. Then again, we will use alter command only. But basically, what is primary key in the sense? Till now, we didn't, we didn't understood about, we didn't touch that concept. Going forward, after sub languages, we have next concept, that is integrity constraints. In that concept we will learn about primary key. So at that point of time only I'll explain this particular point, but this is the fifth use case. That is the reason I wrote here, but I'm not explaining this, the syntax of how we are going to add, because we don't know about primary key. We didn't discuss about primary key yet. In the next, in that particular class, that is integrity constraints class, I'll explain this point. Okay, so this is about the alter command use cases. I hope it is clear. Anyone, any doubts, please ask me. Yesterday only I shown you the course content, right? Duration is 35 days, 35 sessions I'll take, and starting from the scratch till the very advanced topic, we will cover all the concepts. Okay, if anyone attended today's class newly, as you attended the class, they will send you a Gmail. You will receive a, I mean, you will receive a mail from our admin team. In that, they will attach this demo link, as well as, they will attach this course content link as well as yesterday's demo link. If you get some time, just watch that video. Of course, I didn't explain much in yesterday's class. First, I discussed about the importance of data, and then we understood about SQL and database. Okay, so go through that video. If anyone attended today, maybe J Rathod, today is your first class, correct? And yeah, only that student, I guess. Remaining all students attended yesterday. So, any other doubts? As you know, the course fees is only 3,000, and our admin team already posted the registration details in chat box. Just go through that, and even you will receive a mail. If you are interested, you can just attend the mm, you can just get registered with us. And tomorrow is our last demo. In every batch we will give 3 demos. So yesterday is our first demo, today is second, tomorrow is our last demo class. You can just attend tomorrow demo also, and whoever will get registered, basically by tomorrow evening, or like, for the next day, like Thursday, we will start our actual classes. Who will get registered till Thursday? For them, they will send the new Zoom link. Okay, from Thursday, we will start our actual classes. Whoever will register, just check your emails. You will get a new Zoom link. Follow that link and attend on Thursday's class. Tomorrow, same link only, the same Zoom link, because tomorrow is also the next demo class only. Okay. Any other doubts? No one is communicating actually. If there is any doubt, you can ask me, or else I'll end the session for now. Okay, great. All right then. Bye. Let's meet tomorrow. Thank you.